Uh, hey, welcome back. Sorry for that. There was interruption with the internet. Yes, I'm NCK 2310. And for the returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you. And for those that are new, as I've said, I'm NCK 2310. And at the moment, we are here discussing a little bit Kenyan politics. For the silent listeners, lean back, no disturbances, and welcome back. Yes, sorry for the interruption. There was a little bit internet failure. I don't know why. But anyway, as I was talking about that our Kenyan youth are being sent out by the President Ruto instead of being encouraged, instead of President Ruto promising to make jobs in Kenya so that our Kenyan youths can, after school, get jobs in Kenya so that they live better there. You know, it's Kenya is a beautiful country. Until you leave and you come and live in the West, that's when you realize how nice Kenya is. Kenya is only made bad by the politicians. Otherwise, Kenya is a very beautiful, nice country. Yes, as I was saying, now we're going to jump into the main topic, because the main topic today is about our Kenyan Gen Zs. Thank you so much for coming back. Sorry for the there was internet interruption. Sorry for that. As I was talking about our Kenya Gen Zs, they're asking the parents, the parents have to parent better, because what our Kenyan youths have been going through, I was listening today to Gen Zs when they were discussing, and they were talking about what they went through in the hands of their parents, of what they still go through today as we are talking. Our Kenya Gen Zs, they have it rough. They're telling us parents to start treating them nicely, to parent them in a better way. What do I mean by this? For example, I was watching some of the stories, and some of the youths, they really get it rough through their parents. As I say, parents are there. They're supposed to love, protect, guide their children, the youths. They're supposed to set a good example. That's why I say, as a parent, wherever you are, even here online, let us set good examples. We as parents, let us show our kids. They're not kids anymore. They are youths. For example, let us show them that it's good to behave properly. Let us show them that it's bad to abuse other people. Let us set good examples. When sometimes I speak with my daughter is 28 years old, and I also have a lot of nephews and nieces. Whenever I talk with them, especially those who are already youths, I always tell them, you know what? Listen to me. Never allow anybody to use you, not even me. I tell my daughter, never allow anyone to use you in any way. For example, whether you are a woman or a man, it's good to work, it's good to earn your own money, that you are independent, you're not depending on anybody. That's what I always encourage the youth. I always tell them, and the moment you're working, make sure that you enjoy what you're working for. Make sure that you're not gonna work and you're being told to give away all your money. Make sure that each coin you're earning, you are there and you're saving it for yourself. You are using it properly for yourself. Make sure, for our youth, I always tell the youth, it's very important also the kind of people you hang around with, the kind of friends that you choose to be close to, the kind of people you choose want to be in your life. Choose properly. Don't be careless with your life. Make sure that your life is expensive, because the moment you love yourself, you'll make sure that you don't just go correcting friends anyhowly. You have to learn, watch properly the kind of friendship you're getting into, because the moment you get yourself into bad friendship, people might mislead you. You can be together hanging with people who are always saying bad words, abusing other people. You'll behave the same. You might be in a group where everybody is always getting drunk, using drugs. You might also get yourself into that. It's always good to make sure that you choose the right friends in your life, people who are more productive, people who can show you the way, people who can tell you, you know what, let's not follow that way. That way it will lead us to the wrong direction. Let us follow this direction. And also, for example, if you're a Kenyan youth, it's very, very important for you to make sure that what your parents, what we went through. For example, when it comes to family issues, for example, people who are around my age, I'm around 50, so you can think of who I'm. If you're around my age, around their 40s, 50s, there, I'm almost 50, and it was a taboo for us that the moment you are the moment you make it, you have to make sure that you start helping your family members even before you help yourself. You are there already, and before you even can build yourself a home or even can get yourself more, before you can really build up yourself, you start to look, oh, wait a minute, my parents, oh, my brothers, oh, my sisters. You start to look for them, you start to help them directly before you yourself, you build fully yourself, and which is wrong. Do you know why I say it's wrong? Because I don't want the youths for today to make the same mistake we made. Those of you who follow my story, I tell my story that when I left Kenya, I was a young girl, 18 and a half or something like that. And the moment I started to earn money, I was like, oh my God, my family, you know? So I was the one supporting, you know? I was the one like, oh my God, now my parents, oh, now my brothers, oh, now my sister, oh, my cousins, oh, my. You know, I was the one, oh, my aunties, oh, let me send the money, let me help. You know, so my work was working, giving, working, giving, working, giving. And I tell our Kenyan youth, don't make the same mistakes like we did. Because not only me, I think most of the people who are around my age, especially those that who left Kenya when they were young, they came, for example, to the to diaspora, and you started to work so hard so that you are able to uplift your family members back home. You know what? I wouldn't advise any of our youth to do that today. I would advise them, build yourself first. Build yourself first. Make sure you work, you save the money, build yourself first before you start to look all of them back home, because there are so many. And not only that, people back home, they never have enough. They never have enough. You give like this, they want the whole arm. That is the people back home. I wouldn't say that it's only my family. It's many families, because a lot of people talk here online what they've gone through with their family members. They talk about how much they were used by their family members. I'm one of them. But you know what? I actually blame myself, because nobody took a belt or beat me and told me, give me now. No, it's me, for example, who used to do it myself, because I used to think, oh my God, my family members, you know, oh, I have two brothers. What about I build them houses? What about I make businesses for them? Hey, I buy them cars. Hey, I do. And I used to do that. I used to do that. I don't know. I think I'm not the only one. There's so many others here who did like me. But at the end, even you open businesses for them, you buy cars for them, you build houses for them, they still want more. They still want more. And this is why I say, our youths today, I tell you, I urge you in the name of God, please don't let yourself be used, not by your parents, not by your siblings. Siblings means brothers and sisters, not by your friends, not by any relatives. Don't allow yourselves to be used. Make sure you work, you save your money, build yourself first. After you build yourself, and then if you have the rest or whatever, you can start then to give. But don't do vice versa like we did, like I did. I can talk on my behalf because that's what I did. I thank God that later on I was able to build myself a little bit. But guess what? Before I was building myself, I had first to think about my family members, which was a mistake, big mistake. Because later on, those people, you make them lazy, they don't work so hard, and later on, the moment you stop to give them, they will insult you. They will call you names. They will say how bad you are. They will go around telling rumors and saying, hey, you're very selfish, just because you've stopped to give them. You've been giving them years and years and years. But you know what? They never have enough. So I ask our Kenyan youth, please, the moment you are able to reach somewhere, build yourself first. I always tell this to my own daughter. I tell this to my own nephews, to my own nieces. I even tell my nephews and nieces, don't allow even your own parents to use you. Because like for me, I did everything what I could for my parents, And it's crazy because, hey, not even all parents appreciate. There are some parents, you give them, for example, money. If it's men, they go to drink. Your hard worked money. I went through that. They go drinking, buying all the other people alcohol, whatever they want, because they haven't worked for it. So this is high time, our Kenyan youths. When you are saying that parents should parent better, I am with you 100%. I agree with you, because even me, even if now I'm a mother of Gen Z, what I went through with the parents was not something I wouldn't like. It's something I wouldn't like how I used to go through. Just that you work hard and sacrifice yourself to build up your family, to make sure the family comes up. But what happens? The moment they get your money, they just waste it. They waste it all because they haven't worked for it. They don't care. So it shows that there's something in family members. I don't know if it's all family members in Africa, or it's only in Kenya, or it's only my family, for example, that you later on, after many years, you realize you're just being used. You are just being used. So I urge you, if you're a Kenyan youth, don't allow yourself be used by anybody. And not only Kenyan youths. My daughter, she's German, half Kenyan, but she's born and grew up in Germany. And she works in Germany. I always tell my daughter, please, my little girl, my sweet girl, never allow yourself to be used. It's good to work hard as a woman. Make sure you always are working so that you're independent. You're not depending on any man or anybody. Make sure that the hard work you're doing, you are enjoying yourselves. I told my daughter, for example, never, please, my little girl, never, I will ever like to hear that anybody in Kenya has called you to borrow you money and you're giving. I gave her warning because I know what I went through. I do. And I wouldn't like my own daughter to go through the same, because the moment you start to take the phone calls, people are not even calling you to say hello or to find out how you are. They are calling to give you their problems. They want money from you. And that's why I say, if you're a youth, wherever you are, not only outside Kenya, maybe you are from the villages and you are in Nairobi or Mombasa, in the cities, trying to earn a living, trying your best. When you get those phone calls from Gishagi, they always have problems. They're not calling you to tell you happy birthday. Even most of them, even your own parents, they even forgot when you're born. Most of the parents in Kenya, they don't even like say, call to say happy birthday to their own kids. Like in our times, that was normal. But now we're in 2024. So our Gen Zs, your parents, most of you, they don't even remember when you're born. They can't even write a message for happy birthday. But when it comes to borrowing money, oh my God, they are there calling you, hello, please, we have problem with this. We don't have this and that. They're disturbing our youth, just like we were disturbed by the parents. Our children today, our youth, they are being done the same by their parents. It's a shame. And that's why I say, for us parents who are around my age, I'm around 50 years old, parents who are around this age, and you have your youths from 20s going up there, stop disturbing them. Stop calling them borrowing money. It's a shame. Stop doing it. Our parents did it, and you still want to, like me, calling my daughter to ask her for money? Are you crazy? I would never do something like that. Never. But now it has become a habit in 2024 that parents like me around my age, they are behaving same like our parents behaved. Instead of encouraging our children, our youths, to work hard, to save their money, to build up their lives, they are busy disturbing them, telling them, hey, your brother, your sister, they need school fees, hey, this and that. Why? Why are you doing this to our youth? Why are you doing this to our children? When I think about this, I get so sad because I went through that. I wouldn't like my own daughter, my nephews, my nieces to go through that. I wouldn't like. That's why I advise them. Those who know me, I advise all of them. I tell them, please make sure no one uses you. Make sure you work and you save your money. Don't be used like me, your auntie. I tell my daughter, don't be used like me, your mom was used in Africa, in Kenya. Don't. Work hard and save your money. Make sure each penny you're working for, you save it nicely and you do your things properly. So that when you reach by the age, I think if I was not so much use, I think now that I'm going 50 years, maybe I didn't need to work anymore because I could have built myself so much, but I still have to work. Yes, because I was working maybe from, from my young teenage years until maybe, until I was 30 years maybe. My work was working, giving, working, giving. Count how many years are those? I think it was maybe 12 years, 14 years. My work was just to work and give. Give. I was like their bank. I was like the family bank in Kenya. And guess what? When I stopped to give, I became the bad one. When I stopped, when I told them, now I have to think about myself. I have to build my own home. I have to get this and this and that. I have to buy my shambas for myself. I became a bad one. I wouldn't like any of our Kenyan youths to go through what I went through. Because right now, their parents who are around my age, that's what they're doing to their youths. Just like we were done. I wouldn't like this to happen to any of our Kenyan youths because this is too much. This is something that should be condemned. I still condemn it. And I thank God that right now when the Gen Zs are meeting online and they discuss and they talk, the things they tell, 100% true. They're not lying at all. Sometimes when I flip around on TikTok, I have TikTok as well on the same account, NCK2310. And when I flip around on TikTok, and I was like yesterday seeing one lady who is very angry. A lady who is so angry with her mom and her dad. I think her mom, I think she was telling a story that her mom fooled her real dad and said that the pregnancy was with another man, but she was so angry with her mom and the real dad that she was calling them names. When I watched that lady, I felt sorry for her. Maybe a lot of people could go and tell her, why are you abusing your parents? God said you should not abuse. That's true. It's not all right to abuse parents. When the parents do wrong to you, move away. Step away, but never abuse parents. That's very true. But come on, some of the things she was telling she went through, I could feel the pain in these girls. She's hurting. She has so bad memories of all what she's been going through. It's like she's been neglected all her life. It's crazy. And then all of a sudden, she feels also she's been used as well. And that's why I'm saying, as a parent, make sure I'm talking to you, especially you Kenyan parents, the parents of the Gen Zs, stop to disturb your children. Stop. Continue working. Look for jobs to do then, but don't disturb your boys and your girls because they have a life also to look after. They have to build up their own lives. Some of the youths, they cannot go back to their homes, even maybe to say hello to their parents because they are afraid when they go there, they're just disturbed. Give us this, give us that. When they go to visit them, instead of the parents being happy that the kids are coming to say hello, they're just looking how much money they're going to be given. Why? Why do you want to do this to your children? Don't you love your kids? When I hear of all these things, what's going on with our Kenyan youth, when they hear it online, when they're discussing, it's heartbreaking. And that's why I'm saying, for Kenyan parents, we have to shape up. We have to shape up as the parents of a Gen Zs. I can say most of the Gen Zs, they're heartbroken. First, the government treating them wrongly in the don't care about them. And then it comes the family, their parents. They try to use them. They try to distract them because the moment you're calling your son, your daughter, and it's just the time maybe he or she has just gotten a job, even hasn't built a home, even don't have a, don't have a real like stable life, and you're calling, borrowing money. Don't you think something is wrong? Don't you think you are a burden to your own children? The moment you're calling and borrowing is not right, it's not okay. You're calling those ones, telling them, hey, your sister need to go to school, we need school fees. Hey, your brother haven't eaten, we need food. Hey, this and that. Hey, the house is raining. Hey, we need new mabatis. And he himself, he hasn't even built. He live maybe in a rented place somewhere, trying to survive. I think it's high time we shape up. It's high time we say, no, this is too much. This is high time we say we have to protect our youths. We have to make sure that, like here in the Western countries, the parents, they don't disturb their kids, wazungus, they don't. Everybody keeps care. Here with the wazungu lifestyle, I can tell you because I've lived with them for 30 years, Germany and Sweden. I can tell you, for the wazungus, they give birth, they take something called like mama leading and papa leading when you're free. Mothers leave, here there's even fathers leave. They change. When the mothers leave, the father is working. When his fathers leave, the woman is then gone back to work. Here it's like both works. Most of here in the Western countries, both the woman and the man, most of the times they work. Okay, there are some people who are housewives, but not so often. Okay, so and then that's the wazungu. I'm telling you the wazungu's life. And after they leave, the children goes to doggies. They take their children to doggies very young, at a very young age, because the work has to be done. And then after that, of course, the Kenyan, the European government, they give a little bit children support, and schools are for free. You don't pay to go to school, which is very good. Okay, but here when the children are 18 years old, listen to me, 18 years old, that's not a child anymore. You don't have to pay any child support anymore, because if, for example, you are separated or something like that, one of you have to pay the children support according to where the child is living. Some cases, okay, especially if one is earning more money than the other one. But when the kids are 18 years, it's done. And after 18, the kids go to college, or they go whatever they do, or they look for jobs. And then most of the cases, they move out of their parents' homes. It's that's the way wazungus work, for example. And then they can never disturb their kids, calling them, hey, give me money for this, hey, give me money for that. No, because the wazungus themselves, they like to work until 65 years old. Until someone go pahun 65 or 68 or 67, around there, like in Sweden. So there's no vacuum there that you have to disturb your children for financial support. There is nothing like that. And I think in Kenya, we the parents of our agencies, we have to put it here in the heads that we cannot continue to disturb our children, because we who are around 50s, we were disturbed. We had to I had to take responsibility. I'm the third born in my family, but I had to take responsibility for everybody. Mom, dad, my two older brothers, my late sister. I had to take care of everybody. And then I could jump a little bit, go to my auntie there, my cousins there, help them a little bit there. You know what I mean? It was so much responsibility for me as a young girl. I wouldn't like any of our Kenyan youth to go through this, because it was not a joke. And when I stand here and I tell my daughter, don't let anyone use you, not your parents, not your boyfriend or your husband or your man, nobody. You should work and enjoy each coin you're working with. When you think you have enough and you've built everything, then you can maybe assist. But don't do it before, because you'll be messed up. Like most of us are. Like I'm one of them. I'm one example that I can say that I really decided to help them first before I helped myself. I thank God that after a few years, I decided, no, now I have to also think about myself. I have now to keep care of myself as well. But the moment, for example, I did that, I became the enemy. Those that I was giving, they didn't say I'm a nice person anymore. So it means they used to laugh with me, they used to smile with me, because I was giving them. There was never love there anymore. So, and when you realize this, for example, what I went through, I wouldn't like anybody else to go through this. Not even the children, like for my brothers and sisters. I give them warning now. I advise them, don't let your parents use you. Don't. I tell my own daughter, don't allow anyone use you, not even me as your mom or your auntie. No. Work for yourself and make sure you use each coin that you're working so hard for. Save it and use it wisely. Because if you can earn money and you're just spending it on alcohol or on drugs, hey, come on, that's bad, right? Make sure you use each and every coin wisely, you know? And I think with our Kenyan youth, also the way the parents talk, the way I do remember growing up, that we were somehow scared, afraid of our parents. There are things you couldn't like talk with them. They were so strict, you know, very strict. The parents, it's like you thought, oh my God, you cannot talk like this in front of your mom or dad or this and that. Yes, there was that. But sometimes you could hear some of the words. But I thank God that my late mom, she wasn't like that. She was never saying bad words or but I know some mothers, they could abuse their children, very bad names, you know. You could hear some mothers calling their children bad words that even you can be ashamed to say it, you know. And I hear that up to today, 2024, there are still some mothers or even fathers who are abusing their Gen Zs, their youths, bad, shameful names and words. You know, I always say it's very important to set a good example as parents, because for the generations to come, there we have our youths, they will have their families. And then when we teach them bad manners, that you're there as a grown-up woman or man and you're abusing people, and even the worst, it's here online where the whole world can see you, the whole world can hear you, you know. And the internet, it never forgets, because the moment you come here online, you abuse people bad words, some people, they record it. You'll be ashamed you're shameful for the rest of your life, because you don't know, maybe one day someone can send your grandchild some of those abusive words used to say, and they say, hey, look, your grandmother used to talk like this online. It's a shame. That's why it's important, always set a good example as a parent. You know, sometimes I'm very much ashamed when I come here online, you know. For example, here on TikTok, many pages, I cannot be there more than a second, because I just say, oh, it's that one is the one who abuses people. You go away from that, you know. You watch others, because the more you watch all these people that have bad mouths, I don't know how they were taught, but it's so sad to hear that the people who should be setting good examples for our youth, they're the ones who are setting bad examples. They're showing them, oh, you have to go viral by abusing other people. You have to go viral by lying about other people. You have to go viral by, you know, destroying other people's names. It's heartbreaking. It's so sad. And that's why you as a mother, you as a father, sit down yourself and think, am I a good example to my kids? Am I a good example to my children? Can my kids be ashamed to be known that I am their mother or I am their father? Because there are so many youths, they wouldn't like anybody to know that you are the mother or the father because of how you behave. The society knows you as a dirty person. You know, the society is ashamed of who you are because of the way you represent yourself. I think it's high time for parents of the Gen Zs to start to behave, to shape up. Before you open your mouth, think twice. Think you have your Gen Z. And the Gen Zs, some of the Gen Zs, they have children already. Maybe you're a grandmother, you're a grandfather. Imagine they're seeing you like you're online, abusing people, lying about people. You are showing them that it's good to lie. You are showing them that it's good to abuse other people. You are setting a very bad example. It seems like the Kenyan politicians, From the very, very first one, they started to steal pesa ya umma. They started stealing. Huh? They started stealing. And so all the other governments that come, it became a habit of stealing, stealing, stealing. It's the same like you as a parent. If you come here online and you show that it's good to abuse and behave the way you behave badly, your kids and their kids, your grandchildren, will behave exactly like you. Think like that. So it's high time you have to consider yourself and say, you know what? I will start to behave. You know what? I will stop my bad behaviors. I will shape up. We know that everybody, you can get a second chance in life, but don't always think that when you want to go viral, it's only by abusing people. It's wrong because you're setting a bad example. And today I was listening to our Gen Zs when they were discussing about they want better parenting. I agree with them 100%. They want us parents to behave better. They want us parents to stop asking money from them. They want us parents to respect their space. Because a lot of parents, you don't respect your youth space. You still think it's like in the 1700 years ago, how the parents used to treat their, it's not. We are in 2024. It's high time that when you call, for example, dinner or something to your kids, talk to them. As parents, don't just accept present money. You even don't ask your children, where have they gotten that money from? Because there are so many youths doing bad things out there. So many bad things out there to get that money. And they're coming giving you that money. And you're not asking, how did you get this? You don't care. Because it's good. You have to talk nicely with your kids. Inform them that hard work pays. Tell them shortcuts in life are bad. Because if you don't do that, that's why our youths, they're getting lost. Because for them, they think shortcuts. That's why they can go into bad businesses. They just do anything just to get money. You as parent, you have to talk to your kids. Tell them shortcuts in life are wrong. It's good to take your time. It's good. Don't take shortcuts. Don't. Shortcuts can lead you to death. Early deaths. Because like our girls, and even nowadays our boys, they go out there and they misuse their bodies just to get money. And after a few years, they're gone. They're dead. Because of diseases. And you as parent, you're busy sitting there enjoying, waiting to be given money. It's high time, Kenyan parents, stop to ask money from your youths. Stop it. That behavior should stop. You as a parent, you are the ones who are encouraging our Kenyan youth to do bad things out there. You're the ones who are encouraging our children not to work hard, not to do the right things, because the moment they think, oh, my mom or my dad is calling me, they need school fees. Oh, they need their house, mabati is raining. Oh, they are calling, they don't have a toilet. Oh, they're calling. You make them, your own kids, go do bad things out there. They can start to be robbers, stealing around. And maybe they can be shot, they're dead. They start to go on the street, mistreating their bodies just to get quick money. So it's high time you as parent think twice before you ask any coin from your child. I won't call it child, youth, because they're already over 18. You should not think that that's your bank, because it seems like some of the parents, they think their children is their banks. Just because you educated your child, your son or daughter, so you think that daughter and son will give you, and not only you, even the siblings, that he or she is the one responsible of everybody. This should end. This mentality should stop in Kenya, because it's heartbreaking mentality. I talk this from my own experience, from my own family. I wouldn't like any of the Kenyan youth to go through that. They make you like the breadwinner for the family just because you've made it a little bit. They don't even give you space to build yourself up first. They just think only you have to do this to everybody. Everyone depending on you. This is crazy. This is not right. It's not okay. It's unfair. I think as Kenyan parents, we have to shape up, because a lot of parents, you are the ones who are causing our Kenyan youth to do wrong things. You are the ones who are making our Kenyan youth, they are even ashamed to get back home because they haven't built themselves up yet. So they don't want to come empty hands home. So they decide, okay, instead of I go home empty, I don't go. That's why you parents, you stay many years, you don't see your youths. Because the youths don't want to come empty-handed home. Because you will just treat them wrongly. You will mistreat them maybe. You start maybe to tell them bad words. Why? It's high time that we start to respect our Kenyan youth. It's high time we say, you know what? Our Kenyan youth need space. Everyone should stop to use our Kenyan youth. The moment we do that, they'll be relieved, in their mind, because you're depressed. You're making them be depressed. The moment you're all calling them, asking them, borrowing, it's crazy. This behavior of borrowing should stop. That every time you make a call is borrowing. Every time you make a call is borrowing. It should end, this behavior. We should give space for our Kenyan youths. That's what we should do. Because if we don't do that, there is no generation in Kenya. Because our Kenyan youths, God forbid, they won't make it. They will not make it, because most of them, they will pass away through depression. Most of them, they will lose hope in life. So it's high time we stop to disturb our youths. We start to respect them, give them space so they can build themselves up. I don't know what parents think, but this is my opinion according to my own experience. Because I wouldn't like me as an almost 50-year-old woman, I wouldn't like my 28-year-old girl to go through what I went through with my family back home in Kenya. I wouldn't. And there are so many of us who are made like the banks. Each problem, it's you. Each problem, even you give them for 20, 30 years, they still borrow you. They have no mercy at all. They still expect you to give. They will eat you, and they will leave you with nothing. I'm even a little bit lucky that I was not left with nothing, that I was able for a few years ago to save myself some stuff and build myself up. Other people today, I know so many in Germany, in Sweden, they are crying. They have nothing, and they're already old. They're already old and they have nothing. That's why here online, when you see some of the people around my age, they're depressed. You can know they're depressed because of the way they come and abuse people online. You can know that they're depressed because of the way they behave, even here online. Those who are online, and those who are not online, they're even more worse because they're fully depressed. That those kind of people, they are just sitting there. I see some of them, and it's heartbreaking. Our Kenyan people, you are killing your people who are in the diaspora. And that's why I'm here to say we don't want the same things that went on with us who are older to go on with our Kenyan youths. Because there are some also Kenyan youths who are youths and they're in the diaspora. And instead of building themselves up, they are being called day in, day out by their family members, being borrowed their hard-worked money. This should stop. And the reason I say it should stop, it's because most of us went through that. We know what damage it can do. If you're not careful, you'll be left with nothing. And even when you go back home, you can even pretend you don't have anything and just try to borrow. No one will give you anything. Maybe even not water to drink. Maybe they won't even give you water to drink. If it's for buying water, like in Mombasa, you buy water to drink. They will not. It's high time. And I think we parents, we are the ones who should We are the ones who should shape up. We are the ones who should stop that habit of disturbing our Kenyan youth. We are the ones who should stop that habit of calling to borrow, because Kenyan youth, they have their own lives. So I hope and pray that my message is out there. I always say, whenever I talk, I want it to stay here online. Years to come, it will be played, because I will never remove it out. That's what I like about the internet. That's why I'm here. It's like storage. I store all what I talk, so that at least for the generations to come, they can be listening one day or another. All right. I hope you've learned one or two things. I thank you all so much for those who have listened. And please, if you haven't touched the subscribe button, please do it. I'll appreciate. And let's continue with this journey. All right. Thank you all. And I'll be back next week. I'll let you know what time. And sorry for before, because before I had another stream, but it went off. I don't know what happened to the internet. All right. I thank you all, and may God bless you. And we remember to pray for our Gen Zs. We love you, our Kenyan Gen Zs. Thank you, and millenniums too. We love you, kids. Bye bye, and stay blessed.